That's a little bit better. Okay, so we are grease monsters right now. Covered in everything. I mean, we've even got kicked on cat litter because of a spill we tried to clean up and then it rained. I mean, it's just a mess.
It's just a milky mess of what looks like... we won't discuss that on YouTube.
Right. Well,
but it is gross down there.
Yeah, we are cleaning up
and, a floor jack.
A floor jack that belongs to someone else that we got covered in all this shit too. But the good news is...
transmission
the
is
new
back
transmission is in place. It is bolted in.
Not completely.
Not completely. I mean, we got 4 bolts in there, I think, or 3.
Yeah,
and
it's supported by a scissor jack below. Yep. And it's just a matter of getting the rest of the brackets and everything torqued back down correctly, and then getting the plate on the inside on the flywheel back in. But the torque converter appears to be all the way in. I had at least 1.25 inches of space or so, or about 1.25 inches when it went in, I think, something like that. So I'm confident it went in all the way. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, so we swapped Nick's transmission, so, you know.
Let's talk about the method that we used. So we used a floor jack and some paracord, and we used the floor jack on the inside of the van, on the ground,
right here,
and then we wrapped the paracord around here and let the wheels sit over the edge of the lip here, so that we can lift the front end of the transmission while supporting it with another scissor jack in the back, so or towards the middle, so that way it was balanced enough, and it worked good enough to keep blocking it up. We were having trouble getting the height that we needed so that we can get the scissor jack underneath it.
Right.
So once we had it up high enough, then we got the scissor jack underneath there, and at that point we just inched it up. New paracord, shorter, and just keep shortening it, jacking it up, shortening, jacking up, and we got it high enough. And then it also helped us align the transmission to the engine. Yeah. Then we had to jack up the engine a little bit to align the bottom half, or get the bottom half of the transmission closer to the engine. And it's just inching it forward, and we finally got it.
Yeah, it's been a nightmare, but I have to say Nick is a genius, and also he's relentless. He does not give up. He just keeps going. I mean,
I thought about it.
I mean, but
free van.
Right. I mean, we don't really have an option. We can't just give up. We're stuck on the street here. But at the same time, like, I mean, he's a trooper. So, I don't know. We're gonna see if we can't get this the rest of the way in tonight, I think, right?
Yeah, it should be back up and running tonight.
Yeah.
And the last part is getting the U-joint back together for the front of the drive shaft, because I did not realize I could not take it apart from the front. I had to take it apart from the rear end.
Yeah.
And when I did that, all of a sudden the drive shaft pulled back, and then I realized how it was put together. But I could not find enough videos or information about how to get the slack needed to take the driveline out.
Yeah.
Because nobody actually showed that in any of the videos that I was able to find. And not only that, I didn't understand how the U-joints went together, and I could not find the little snap rings because they were so caked in mud. And I had a lot of trouble getting those cleaned up so that I can find the snap rings, so I can rotate them, so I can get them out from behind there. But I inadvertently took out a U-joint, or partially took out a U-joint in the front, and having trouble getting it back in. So we had to rent a tool for $146 just to press that back together. So that's what I'm going to be doing after everything is back together here.
We haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
So.
And then the other thing is this is kind of the time when I do the oil change at the same time, because I had to remove the oil filter to get to one of the bolts.
Right.
Which meant I had to drain the oil out of the system. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Yep.
So success.
So, well, yeah, we don't know that yet.
We don't know how the transmission's going to work. It could be a total dud.
Oh God, don't say that.
But
I mean, we are hoping
it came out of a working vehicle, supposedly.
Right. But we're also hoping now that the weighted torque converter / flywheel is the right one, because that's what we went with. So that's what's in there. and because we had both, because what came out of here was not weighted, and it probably should have been. So that's what we're thinking, but we're just crossing our fingers and hoping we do not have to drop this back out of here at any point.
I could not have done this without Lindsay today.
Oh, well.
Thank you very much, Lindsay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right.